I was born in Israel. I'm Israeli. I live there. I work there. I have a family. I have a husband and a little baby. He's 10 months old. And my parents came to Israel from Russia in 1970, and I was born there after they came to Israel. And I grew up in Jerusalem, which is a very special city because it has all the religions in it. It has Muslims and it has Christians, and of course it's the capital of the Jewish people. So I absorbed a lot of cultures when I grew up, and living around this atmosphere of very special place made a very strong connection to both Israel's, but also both to mankind, to humanities, to absorb a lot of cultures. I started belly dancing, specifically belly dancing when I was 26, when I was older enough to choose belly dancing. But I was trained to dance since very, very young age, since childhood. Since, once I was 5 years old, I was already trained in ballet and then classical ballet for many, many years. And at the age of 18, I stopped dancing in a routine, and I was just, dancing for pleasure. And I was taking a different direction, and I started arts and graphic design and industrial design, and I worked in this. But at about the age of 26, before I became 26, I had an opportunity in my life to make some sort of change, and I decided to go back dancing again. And I was actually, it's funny because we were in Spain now, I was very interested in flamenco because Spain was a very big love of mine. I love Spain. I adore Spain because of the arts. I loved Velázquez and all the Spanish famous artists, Diego Rivera and a lot of artists. I was here when I was 17 years old. I was visiting all over Spain, and I've decided to take flamenco classes very seriously. But it was already at the end of March 1999, and most of the schools were already beginning their final program for the shows. So it was too late to start to take classes with a group. So I found this place that teaching belly dancing on a daily basis that you can join to any group, and it changed my life. Because I could have been a flamenco dancer maybe, I don't know. We will never know. Belly dance in Israel is as popular as in a lot of Arabic countries because it's coming from the culture of the way people live. It's been celebrated in weddings and in other ceremonies which are family. So it's very, very common. But Israel have a mixture of both Arabic-oriented people, like here in Spain, like Moroccans, Persians, Iraqi, Egyptians, Syrian, and all those regions, Jews that came from these regions, and also, like my parents, for example, Jews that came from European places. So this is a mix. So belly dancing can be very popular in one place or not very familiar in another, but it is something that people know of, love, and there are a lot of belly dancers, and they work a lot. They can actually work in it a lot. It's not something just for stage. It's not something that, in other places in Europe, sometimes you have more belly dancing as a profession in order to become a teacher or to go to competitions or anything, but they actually don't really dance. So the belly dancing is changing. In Israel, you dance, you work like girls who start to dance and work in restaurants or go to parties or any kind of entertaining as belly dancing. They're actually practicing belly dance with live people. And in Europe, it's more popular that you take the belly dance towards some sort of an art form, which doesn't really have people to watch it, only the families of the dancers. It depends. It depends on how much the culture of the country that you live in love it and demand it. If you go to Russia, there is thousands of belly dancers, but hardly work. They don't dance in weddings and hennas and parties and birthdays. They dance a lot on stage, a lot of competitions and festivals. The Spanish style of dance, like here, what we've seen, is completely different than the Israeli and even the Egyptian. It's much more ballet and much more disciplined and clean, and the eye can absorb an art form. It's presented to us with some sort of a filter. And the type of dance in Israel is much more emotional, much more expressive, warmth around the people. I'm a bad student, and I started to study 10 years ago, and after 3 months I was already dancing in some sort of a party, and it made me feel very, very special. And I wanted to have this feeling again and again and again. So I kept pushing and looking for other opportunities to dance more and more. And I cannot say that I was professional, not until a few years ago, but I was pushing myself very, very fast, and I bought amazing costumes, and I created music, and I was looking for a job and got a lot of jobs very, very quickly, and I started to work a lot, and this created my experience, and I learned through this experience. And then when I started to meet more and more dancers and to interact and to learn from films and videos, I learned more technique and shaped my style even better. I'm, of course, still learning. Every time I interact with other dancers, and I'm inspired with other things that I see. And when we have meetups, I meet a girl from Venezuela, and a girl from Mexico, and a girl from Sweden, and a girl from Russia, and we show each other things and everything. So I'm still learning. So I can say that I became a professional at a point a few years ago, but even before that, when I was not so professional, I was still pushing and working and doing many things back home. Yes, there is a beautiful festival in Israel. It's in Eilat. Eilat is a city on the Red Sea, and it's exactly on the border of Egypt and Jordan. So it's a very special place because you can cross the border and go to Jordan and to see Petra, and you can go cross the border to Taba and to go to Cairo or to Sharm el-Sheikh or to any other place. It's in January every year. We just had the festival 2 weeks ago, and it's, like you said, international. It has around 1,000 women coming there every year, most of them Israelis. And for 3 days, it's like a belly dance village because it's all in one hotel, and the hotel is like a resort with a lot of water and plants and beautiful setup. And it's in January, but in Israel, it's very summer and sunny. And people dancing on the swimming pool, and they're dancing in the lobby, and they're dancing on the terrace, and they're dancing in the auditorium, and it's dancing all day, all night, and you see each other, and you live together, and you eat together in the breakfast, dinner, lunch, drink together, shisha together, drum together. The classes are very professional, but for several levels. So you have 5 different classes at the same time. So 1,000 people can go each one to something else. You can just rest on the swimming pool if you're too tired, or go to the quiet zone where you can have meditation or Indian sacred dance or anything. Shows are incredible, and everything is in one place. And it's all also in one price. So this is very important for people to know, that it's around 300 euros for sleeping, eating, dancing, workshops, shows, everything. We host a lot of very interesting teachers. In Israel, they're not very much aware of what's going out in the belly dance. So I can bring stars, but they don't know if they're stars or not. It's not important. What's important is that they have something to give. And we have a website, of course. It's www.eilatfestival.com, Belly Dance Festival in Israel. The energy is really wowing. I mean, people go inside, and when they come out, they're like different persons. And they always write to me in the emails, we would never believe that we would live to have such an experience. Both teachers and participators coming out like, this is the heaven of belly dancing. It's for all sizes, shapes, ages. It's not only professional choreography. It's also just, to enjoy and to meet interesting styles and interesting people, and to go back to the source that this belly dance was actually made for having pleasure, for having fun, for having joy, for showing emotions, for sharing time together. And this is the most important thing. Of course, once you go on stage or you're mastering your dance, you have to have a lot of other skills. But it's something that every woman can do. Every woman has the right for her body to enjoy it. It's really releasing, And this festival is really about its atmosphere and the fact that it's all in one place and it's under the sun and big rooms and it's not so expensive and flights are 4 hours from Madrid. If you already have decided to have an interesting vacation in the middle of the winter, then try this. It's really fun and I will be there. The teachers of my festival are different. We're changing every year. It's the people that I meet when I travel, like I traveled here and now I met Monique, and I can bring her I meet other dancers. I respect everyone for what he does, but we need really unique people and happy people for our event. So we already hosted teachers from all over the world, like from Russia or from the United States or from France or from Korea. Some big names, some unknown people, but it doesn't matter because each one of them, once he's there, they become a face that people remember. And we also have a lot of Israeli teachers, very good teachers, good energy, good feeling. And the program of the teachers and the shuttle and the workshops and everything is published in the internet every year. We just finished our program. This festival 2 weeks ago, we hosted Boženka from the Belly Dance Superstars, Aziza from Montreal, the famous Canadian Aziza, Mayodi, which is a spectacular dancer from Morocco and France, Alexei Ryboshabka, who is from Ukraine. He's a raw diamond and he's been discovered now. He's famous in Russia, but now people can learn more about him. Amira Moore from New York, and Amalia Maya, also from Miami. And Sharon and Yael from France, and we already had Natalia Fada and Maria Orgonyan also from Russia, and Helena from Korea, and Camelia, which is the Japanese who lives in France. Different people coming, and also sometimes the teachers who bring their groups and also have a little workshop. So you can be exposed to many good teachers. And the workshops are short, about 1 hour or 1.5 hours, so you have enough energy to go to other places. You can film in video, everything is very open, very accessible, very approachable. And it's coming from the heart. It's something that I really love and proud of. The festival started 6 years ago. This year it was the 6th time. So we started in 2005 and now it's 2010. Next festival is on 27th of January 2011. Come.